Right, guys, beautiful day here. Absolutely beautiful. It's always like this in September. Um, I've just got a bit of sunshine and done a bit of grounding and the washing because it's a lovely drying day, Mrs. Jessup. Anyway, I just saw this piece of news from Manchester. The guy, some guy was up a ladder trying to get a Union Jack off a lamppost, and another guy pushed him off the ladder. Pushed him off the ladder. So that's I would say that would sum up the UK or England. That would sum it all up. That's where we're at, or where you're at. And today's Independence Day, actually, in Bulgaria, national holiday. But a lot of places are open, just as normal. Independence Day. So there'll be a lot of flags flying here, and it won't be Palestinian. They don't do too much of that here. I mean, someone tried to put some Ukraine flags early on, a couple of years ago, and they just got ripped down. You know, it doesn't matter who, really, if you're for it or against it. You don't fly other countries' flags in your own country. I've seen a few Russian ones this week, but there's a reason for that. And that's because the Russians fought alongside the Bulgarians for Liberation Day. So there's a reason behind it. The Ruskies, the big battle, there was one big battle not far from here, actually, Plevin. And there's a big museum there, like a war museum, where they have all the... it's quite good, actually. So, anyway, so that's where we're at. And I noticed somebody ran into to the aid of this council worker lad who's being pushed off the ladder. And he got down okay. He did quite well, actually, the way he did it. But the other guy, he wasn't letting him off the hook. No way. So who's the weasel or weasels that send these people to take these flags down? And what goes on through their heads? Because they're working for a British council, which is a government body, right? As far as I'm aware, it is anyway. And they're sending people to take down the national flag, paying them. He's on pay, and they're on pay, these weasels that are sending people around. So that's one side of a kind of story. That, like, the down to this, and the other side is like we're at a position where like flying your own national flag is a major protest. I mean, they say it isn't, and it's through pride and all the rest of it, but like, probably some of it is, but like, this shouldn't happen in a nation. This should, and especially with government bodies, because they have flags all over the place, and when the Prime Minister's speaking, he has two Union Jacks behind him. Things like that. Well, I don't know about this Prime Minister. He probably has sort of different flags. I don't know. Anyway, so, I mean, just to think of it. And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm in Bulgaria. Well, one main reason anyway, because of the state of the UK. It's like, if you're down to that kind of carry on, then first of all, the nation's divided. You would never get that here, or any of the Balkan states, or Greece, or Turkey. Everyone flies their own flags. Everyone's proud. It's nothing to do with politics, really. Well, here it isn't. Absolutely not. It's just a nation thing. And Bulgarian flags are flying proudly all year round. I've got one in my house because this is my adopted country, and I'm not going to fly any other flag here. But like, if that's where the UK's down to, then it's over. It's over. People pushing people off ladders who try and take the national flag down. That would be unheard. I mean, these people here, they'd be like, no, that's not what's happening. Can't be. And they don't believe it. When you tell them about stuff that goes on in the UK and they lock people up for online speech and all that, they don't believe you. They don't believe you. And one guy, well, he's passed away, our road trip manager, he wouldn't have it. And he said, there's no poor people in the UK. You're just having me on. He said, there's no such thing as a poor Englishman. That's what he said. I'll have to plug this. Oh, the battery's running down. I'll plug it into the laptop. That's the noise. Anyway, so if you're down to this kind of carry on, I mean, there's no hope. There isn't. Because it's a divided nation anyway. And the fact that this person... There's a phone call, suspected spam. I don't know him, so I won't be answering that. Suspected spam. Hang on a minute. That'll be the Woodman. Oh, will it? Oh no, it's from the UK. It's probably someone ringing up about the flags. Suspected spam. That's a good name, isn't it? Anyway, so getting back to the state that the nation's in, it's like, you know, and they're flying other people's flags. There's no problem with that. No problem at all. You go out with any flag you want, and you'll get no trouble. That's someone leaving a voicemail. So you've had all the noises now. Plug in the camera in. You can't get any peace. Anyway, so one thing there is around here now at the moment is wasps, and they're really aggressive. I just had one buzzing me all around me when I was getting in the car. Just been to the shops, and aggressive. And I bought some more. I bought some spray yesterday. No mercy, because they were getting in the tunnel. I don't know how they're getting in there. There's a few nooks and crannies here and there, but they're horrible wasps. People say they have a purpose and all that. Well, I'd quite happily have them extinct. You know, there's plenty of aphid hunters apart from them, you know, who are like a bit more friendly, like the old ladybirds, things like that. They say they attack the aphids and all that. Well, I'm not an aphid, and that's all they've been doing the last few days. Is it buzz it, and they do this side to side. Horrible wasps, horrible creatures. I haven't had so many bees this year in the garden because I didn't do sunflowers. I've got to do sunflowers next year. I like all the pollinators coming round, and I don't know where this wasp nest is. Well, I don't think they go back to the same one every year anyway, so they might go buzz off somewhere else. Horrible things, wasps. I was thinking about making a wasp trap. I think the best bait, but you'll just attract them then, although you're killing them. But anyway, they'll be gone soon. They only have a short. It's biting season now here. I was getting bitten the other day by things. I don't know what they are. But I had a good. I had a good hoover up and that yesterday, and I got the spray and like fumigated the floor area with the spray, and then it got out for an hour out the way while it settles. And so just do it walking backwards. And like, because I've got the laminate floor is quite easy to clean, and especially with if you're getting any from time to time any insects around, they do come in, but because there's insects, this place is crawling. Bulgaria, absolutely crawling. And one thing that happened the other month was all the ants just disappeared, gone, disappeared. I think he's got something next door, this fella, and he's done the bottom of the wall, my wall. I think it's Roundup, which I'm not too happy with, but they tend to use it round here. I'm not happy with that, because we're on spring water and that. You don't want any pesticides or anything like that. That's a herbicide, isn't it? Roundup. You don't want any of that knocking about in the water supply. Which I don't think anyone's using it above me. Well, there's nobody above. Only Sky. What's above us? Only Sky. Anyway, so if that's where the England is down to, and the funny thing is, if you can put Welsh flags all over Wales anywhere you want, not a problem. It's encouraged. And Scotland, you don't see that many Scottish flags around Scotland nowadays, but you used to. And but you see a lot of Welsh flags. They love them, the Welsh. They love the flag. Anyway. But if that's where we're down to, I mean, yeah, we're flying a flag is a protest. And it's actually, they'll send people out. I believe there's certain sizes you can have, and the height, flag poles. That's England all over again. You've even got to have rules for flying a flag. Put flags anywhere you want here, anywhere you want. The biggest flags I've ever seen is on the coast in the Strandzha on the Turkish border. The biggest flags you'll ever see. Absolutely. It was like who's got the biggest flag competition? You got the Bulgarian one. It's like a river mouth, quite small river. On the Turkish flag, on the Bulgarian flag. They're both the same size, but they're massive, and I mean massive. That's on the southeast corner of the country. Quite impressive, really. The flags. I don't know what they must weigh a lot just in themselves. Don't know what they're made of. Massive. Huge. And anyway, and Macedonia, they like a flag. They like a flag. Not so much in Romania, but they have the flags everywhere. But they're not like Bulgaria is probably the most per building in the Balkans, everywhere. And I'm quite happy with that. And you won't catch anyone from the council trying to take flags down. Might be putting them up, but they won't be taking them down. Anyway, this is how mad the world is, and nobody, like this council worker and the little weasel that sent him out, they're obviously not thinking about to make England better. If that's all he can come up with for this guy's task for the day, if there's no rubbish getting collected or anything like that, but the climbing up lamppost. This is where they've got it all. It's all upside down. Everything's upside down. in the UK, and you can see it better when you like come to places like this and spend the time here. I was, half and half for years, and I just kept seeing it, the gaps, and it was going upside down in the UK. Absolutely, it's all about rules, health and safety, political correctness. They spend billions on political correctness, arresting people for saying whatever. And we're down now to like flying a flag. It's like a protest. But they've got support for taking them down, that's where the big problem is. Population is divided in the UK and misguided about all these people coming in and all the rest of it. Misguided. But it's catching up now. The place is going rapidly downhill, and all them people who've come across the channel all the way from these other countries, they'll wonder what's hit them, because they'll be in the middle of all this when it collapses. Well, it's a slow motion collapse anyway, but there'll be a point where it accelerates. That's when the money really kicks in, and it might be a financial crash. I hope not, but it's looking likely, because there's no improvement, and they just keep on and keep on with the same things. Net zero and all this, and it's not going to help anyone. I mean, what kind of a country revokes licenses for like drilling for fuel and things like that, in the sea? Which is, as far as I can see, there's never been any ecological disasters because of oil rigs or gas rigs. And, that kind of thing. But, well, nuclear, really. I'm not against that, as against everything. They're not thinking straight. I mean, when you get to places like this, people can think straight, because it's not a crowded house. People have got space here, and people have got opinions that get listened to, and they have discussions. They have an absolute national discussion goes on day after day after day in the village squares. The Politburos, they're all sat in this. We've got one, all sat round the table, and that's what they're talking about. Current, everyday current affairs. And then next minute, at like lunchtime or break time, all the mayor and all them people are all round the same table. So they're all talking about like current affairs and the snow plows, when we're going to send them out and all that. And it would be nice to have a few flowers over there or over there, and the improved stuff. But it's a national discussion. If you go anywhere in Bulgaria, people are just joining and leaving the conversation, except me. I don't take part, because I don't. It's kind of a bit difficult to understand a lot of it. But that's what happens here. It's just a national, and everyone talks to each other, and everyone knows what's going on. There's not many secrets around here. Okay, but I mean, it's kind of no hope. I hate to say it, but when you get to that position where you're pushing people off ladders who are taking the national flag down, that you're in trouble as a nation. Then comes the question: is it a nation? Do you want to be a nation? Why are they doing that? Okay. Cheers.